Every night, millions of men over 50 get up 2, 3, sometimes 4 times to use the bathroom, and most of them blame it on age. But what if the real problem isn't age at all? What if it's a nutritional gap that's been quietly building for years? One that 2 simple ingredients from your kitchen might actually help close? I'm not talking about some expensive supplement or prescription. I'm talking about pumpkin seeds and raw honey. 2 things that have been sitting in kitchens for thousands of years. And what the research is revealing about how they affect the prostate is something every man over 50 should hear. After the age of about 50, something quietly shifts. Your prostate, a small gland below the bladder, roughly the size of a walnut, starts to grow. Slowly, steadily. By 60, there's roughly a 50% chance a man is already dealing with what doctors call benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. By 80, that number climbs to 90%. 9 out of 10 men. The symptoms eat away at quality of life. The constant urge, the weak stream, getting up 3 times a night. That nagging feeling like you're never quite finished. It disrupts sleep, chips away at confidence, and most men just accept it because they think nothing can be done. But here's what most people never learn about why this actually happens. There's an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. Its job is converting testosterone into a much more potent hormone, dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. DHT is normal. Your body needs some. But as you age, testosterone declines while estrogen levels creep up. And this shifting ratio causes DHT to accumulate in prostate tissue. It sends one signal, grow. The prostate swells, presses against the urethra, and the bathroom trips begin. Now, the prescription drugs for this, medications like finasteride, work by blocking that exact enzyme. They're effective, but the side effects make many men stop taking them. Reduced sex drive, erectile difficulty, mood changes, effects that sometimes don't fully reverse even after quitting the drug. So the question millions of men are quietly asking is, does anything natural target the same pathway without those trade-offs? Based on current clinical research, pumpkin seeds appear to do exactly that. And when paired with raw honey, something genuinely interesting happens. What I'm sharing comes from published studies and peer-reviewed research. But it's meant to work alongside medical care, not replace it. With that said, the science here deserves serious attention. Most people think of pumpkin seeds as a seasonal snack, something you scoop from a jack-o'-lantern and toss out. But human beings have used these seeds medicinally for over 7,000 years. Archaeologists found pumpkin seeds in caves in Oaxaca, Mexico, dating to around 7000 BC. The Cherokee used them for kidney stones and urinary burning. The Navajo applied them for burns. European herbalists prescribed them for bladder conditions starting in the 1500s. And from 1863 to 1936, the United States Pharmacopoeia, America's official medical reference, listed pumpkin seeds as a recognized treatment. In 1985, Germany officially approved pumpkin seed preparations for BPH symptoms. This isn't some internet health trend. It's ancient knowledge that science is finally catching up to. So what gives this seed so much biological power? First, zinc. Your prostate holds more zinc than almost any organ in your body. Zinc controls apoptosis, the process where cells know when to stop dividing and when to die off. Think of it as a brake system. When zinc is adequate, cells grow normally and old ones get cleared. When it drops, that brake weakens. Cells multiply unchecked. The prostate expands. And as men age, zinc absorption naturally decreases. Common medications like blood pressure drugs and proton pump inhibitors deplete it further. A study in the journal Prostate found that BPH tissue contained significantly less zinc than healthy prostate tissue, and those same men were losing more zinc through urine. The prostate is being drained of its most critical mineral at the exact moment it needs it most. Pumpkin seeds deliver about 7 to 8 milligrams of bioavailable zinc per 100 grams, nearly half the daily requirement. And unlike isolated supplements that upset the stomach or interfere with copper, the zinc in whole seeds comes packaged with the fats and cofactors that help your body absorb it. But zinc is only one piece. The discovery that truly excited researchers involves compounds called delta-7 phytosterols. A study in food and nutrition research tested these phytosterols from hulless pumpkin seed oil on rats with testosterone-induced prostate enlargement. The result: significant reduction in prostate swelling. The mechanism was mapped in detail. These phytosterols suppressed 5-alpha reductase, reduced androgen receptor activity, and shifted the balance between cell growth and cell death back toward normal. In plain language, the same enzyme that finasteride blocks pumpkin seed phytosterols suppress through a natural pathway. And in a clinical trial comparing pumpkin seed oil directly against tamsulosin, a common BPH drug, the oil provided genuine symptom relief with 0 reported side effects, while the medication group experienced dizziness and other typical issues. Now, here's something almost nobody connects to prostate health: magnesium. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources. Magnesium directly controls smooth muscle behavior, and your bladder wall is smooth muscle. When magnesium is low, common in men over 50, the bladder contracts more aggressively and more frequently. That constant urgency, that feeling of pressure even when you're not full. Research confirms that adequate magnesium relaxes the bladder wall, reduces involuntary contractions, and supports the pelvic floor muscles that control urinary flow. You're not just addressing the prostate, you're calming the entire system around it. And there's still more packed into this one seed. Pumpkin seeds contain L-arginine, an amino acid your body converts into nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. This is the same mechanism behind certain cardiovascular medications and medications prescribed for erectile function. Better blood flow to the pelvic region means better prostate nourishment, better bladder performance, and improved function in areas that matter deeply to men's quality of life. There's also tryptophan, an amino acid your body converts into serotonin and then into melatonin. So even on nights when you still get up to use the bathroom, your body may fall back asleep significantly faster. If you've spent months lying awake at 3 in the morning after a bathroom trip, you understand how much that single change is worth. So from one handful of seeds, zinc for cell regulation, phytosterols for DHT suppression, magnesium for bladder relaxation, L-arginine for blood flow, tryptophan for sleep. 5 distinct mechanisms from a single food. That's genuinely rare. Now let's talk about honey, because this is where the combination becomes more than the sum of its parts. Raw honey, not the processed, clear, squeezable kind, contains over 200 identified bioactive compounds. Polyphenols, flavonoids like quercetin and chrysin, active enzymes, organic acids, trace minerals. It's one of the most chemically complex natural substances ever analyzed. And here's the direct connection to your prostate. Chronic low-grade inflammation is a major driver of BPH progression, not just DHT. Inflammatory molecules create an environment where tissue swells, fibrosis develops, and symptoms accelerate year after year. Honey's polyphenols inhibit COX-2, the same pathway that ibuprofen targets, and reduce multiple pro-inflammatory cytokines simultaneously. But the research goes further. A 2018 study tested different honeys on PC3 prostate cancer cell lines and found they reduced cell adhesion to the surrounding collagen matrix, the tissue cells grip to spread, by up to 90%. And a 2025 Korean study found that specific honey compounds suppressed androgen receptor signaling and blocked epithelial mesenchymal transition in BPH models, the process where prostate cells change structure and spread into surrounding tissue. So when you combine these 2 ingredients, here's what's happening. Pumpkin seeds handle the hormonal and structural side, suppressing DHT, regulating cell growth, relaxing the bladder, improving circulation. Honey handles the inflammatory and oxidative side, calming chronic inflammation, protecting cells from oxidative damage and potentially reducing aggressive cell behavior. Two completely different angles, working on the same problem simultaneously. And practically, honey makes raw pumpkin seeds genuinely enjoyable to eat daily. That matters more than you think, because compliance determines whether any natural approach actually works. Now the clinical numbers. The GRANU trial enrolled 1,431 men ages 50 to 80, all with diagnosed BPH. Over 12 months, men eating whole pumpkin seeds, 5 grams twice daily, saw a 35.2% improvement on the International Prostate Symptom Score. The placebo group improved 26.5%. The gap was clinically meaningful. Nocturia improved. Quality of life improved. And the researchers specifically concluded that pumpkin seeds led to substantial symptom and quality of life improvements. A meta-analysis combining data from 2 randomized controlled trials confirmed the same pattern: clinically relevant improvements in urinary symptoms over 12 months. So here's exactly how to do this. Seeds, always raw, unsalted, unroasted. This is critical. Heat destroys delta-7 phytosterols. Roasted seeds taste better, but you're eliminating the most important active compounds. Green-hulled pumpkin seeds, pepitas, are ideal. Amount: 25 to 30 grams daily, a small handful. Honey, raw, unprocessed, thick, and cloudy. If it's clear and pours like water, it's been pasteurized and the bioactive compounds are gone. 1 tablespoon. Method: mix them together. Eat straight, add to yogurt, blend into a smoothie. Timing is flexible. Consistency is everything. 3 mistakes to avoid. First, buying roasted or flavored seeds. The heat destroys what you need most. Second, using processed honey from a squeeze bottle. That's nutritionally empty. Third, quitting after a week. Clinical improvements begin at 4 to 8 weeks, with the strongest results at 12 months. Your prostate didn't enlarge in a week, and it won't respond in a week. And one more thing. There are everyday habits that actively worsen prostate symptoms without most men realizing it. Caffeine irritates the bladder and acts as a diuretic, making you produce more urine and increasing urgency. Alcohol does the same while driving systemic inflammation. Spicy foods can directly irritate the prostate lining. And poultry, especially chicken, is high in arachidonic acid, a precursor to the exact inflammatory molecules that accelerate prostate swelling. You don't have to eliminate these, but adding seeds and honey while drinking 3 coffees and eating spicy wings is like filling a bathtub with the drain open. Speaking of things that quietly damage the prostate, there's one specific vitamin deficiency that's been linked to both prostate enlargement and poor circulation in the legs and feet. And the connection between those 2 problems is something most men over 50 have never even been told about.